let's just say like we got a note from the client and they said, love the shot, the color is good and everything, but see that I want to bring his face up a little bit. Let's just say they wanted to bring the face up. Although actually I don't really think someone would want to bring the face up necessarily in this situation because it's pretty bright, but let's just say that was what they wanted to do. You can hit the let me go back. You can I'm just gonna grab a circle, and you can do a couple of different things. We're gonna play with them. So we got a circle here, and all I'm gonna do is basically kind of shape it around our our model's face here, and kind of try to get it in there. And I like to feather things out to make it super natural looking, so it's not super obvious. And what I'm going to do, the other thing you can do that's really cool about Power Windows is you can track them. So if you come over to the tracker, and then what I do is I click on this one is the arrow going left and right, and it says track forward and reverse. You do that, and Davinci Resolve analyzes the clip and tracks the face. So now that window is like locked in, which is cool because you don't have to go through and keyframe. You can keyframe, and have the keyframe thing pulled up here. You could go by hand and like follow his face, but this works pretty well. It wasn't a complicated move anyway, so it's not too bad, but you can see it moves with them, which is really cool. All right, so let's just say I'm gonna throw some nodes down here, and we got the tracker. We just have the tracker on this one. So let's just say they're like bring the face up, or they could say bring the face down too. Right now it's set up to where everything inside the window is affected. And I'm gonna show you how to invert it later if we wanted to do that as well. So let's just go over to, let's just go to HDR, and let's just grab global. And let's just say, yeah, we just want to get the exposure on his face down a little bit. So just like an overall effect. And you might not want to go too much. All right, so let's just say we're happy with that. If you come over to the bottom of the window, you see this little arrow, little caret thing you can click on. You can go off, and it'll move the power window out of the way, so it's not like blocking your view. And then another thing that I do is I'll come over and kind of on and off it. So if you just click on the node, let's just say like here where it says number 1, just click there, it mutes it, and you can go on and off. So let's just say, you know, we're playing it before and after. So let's just say we're like, all right, cool, yeah, that's what we want. Let's just play it, make sure it looks fine. And it looks good. It doesn't look like anything. It doesn't even look like anything's there. That's also the benefit of feathering it, because it helps it to basically blend it into the scene a little bit better. So I'm going to go back, put the power window back on, and show you like if you don't feather it, you'll see like the hard lines a little bit easier. Click off of that. You can really zoom in and you can really see the mask that was created. And that's obviously not natural. So that's why we want to feather, so you don't get that type of effect. It sticks to them, but it's like not what we want, because it's like, okay, well, that's obvious. So there's a couple of different ways you can like soften it or feather it out. You can come into the window panel here and see where it says transform and softness. You can do that here too. And that's also, you see the outer circle is moving, but you can also just grab these red dots here and do that as well. But it's the same thing, so you have the options. So yeah, I just feathered it out. Now you click off of it and you see that it's not noticeable now. It's not like that hard line that was there before. It's like, oh, is anything, you know, it just looks like, you know, you just brought exposure down. And that's a cool way if you want to just bring exposure down just on him and not everything. Let's say you want to do the inverse of what we just did. You can come back to the window panel here and see these two squares. And hopefully you can see, I'm not even sure if the mouse shows up properly like that on. Okay, you can kind of see me clicking. You got these dots. There's like this square with a circle in it, and it says, I'm trying to get it to highlight, but it's basically inverse the mask. It's not highlighting. If you click it, it essentially flips what you did. It inverts it. So now everything we did is affecting the everything outside of the window. This is by default when you draw a circle or a shape or anything like that, it's affecting everything inside of it. But then if you invert it by clicking this button here, it will basically flip it. So you can kind of see, I'm gonna pull up and show you what's happening. If you hit Shift H, you can see what your mask is doing. So everything that is, hold on, invert it. So everything that's gray is not getting affected right now. Yeah, I'm right. Everything that's gray is not getting affected. And if you hit the invert button, then now it does the opposite. So now the face is not getting affected, at least not as much. A little bit of it is. Shift H off, and you can see what that looks like. So you might be like, oh, that's kind of cool. Actually, I like that better, where we're darkening the scene around him and his face is standing out. And in that case, if that's what the client wanted, what I would do is instead of that, I would draw like a mask around his whole body, something like that. And then track that. Do the tracking motion again. I mean, you can play with it. I'm not concerned that all his body is not in there, but I mean, if you wanted to get it all in there, you can. I'm feathering it so much too. And then I don't want it to hit the background so much. I don't want it to be obvious that there's something around him, if that makes sense. But let me just track that one more time. As that's going, yeah, being able to track automatically is so nice. So you can see the scene, nothing looks, that's the thing, you don't want anything to look jarring. You want it to feel natural. And essentially what we did was bring down everything around him, and now he's standing out more in the scene. Like that. So another way, let's just say you didn't want to, let's just say you wanted to only get part of the scene. So I'm going to reset this node. Reset node grade. Another tool you can use is this one has like a gradient to it, and I like this one because it adds like it's like a gradient effect essentially. So I'll just kind of show you. It's easy for me just to show you and try to explain it, but if I go back over to my exposure wheels here, and everything to the right of this arrow is getting affected. Shift H. Everything that's gray is not getting affected. So everything on the opposite side. So you can see as I move this around, I'm basically bringing like this shadow, like this darkness across the whole scene. But let's just say I wanted to do that just to bring down that area. And then if you pull this, you can, this is also another way of like softening it or feathering it. And you can spin it around and stuff too. But essentially, if you come do the softness, you'll see the arrow go out further. So I'm going to soften it out to make that just go gradually across, so it's not like this obvious, like, oh my gosh, we're just, it's like this hard line. We don't want that. So now play that through, and you can on and off it, and you can see what it did. So there's a bunch of different ways to do things, but that's, one use case that you could use to do that. So, that's that. And then you can stack them. So you want another one. So we said that was what, let's just call that background. And then we'll do another one, and we will call it actor. And then draw a circle around him again. And let's just say we still wanted to bring his face down a little bit more or something. This is like if you want to do fine tune things. Obviously, you could do like an overall, exposure setting, but that's not the point of this tutorial today. I'm talking about part windows. And then I'm going to go back to HDR. Just go ahead and bring it down a little bit. And exposure, drag that softness. Love to soften it out as much as I can because it really helps to sell the look a little bit more. So I can come up here to the This is bypass color grade infusion. At the top right is like this rainbow color with like stars in it. And this is what we had, and this is what we just did. So if someone was like, oh, the exposure is too much, can you bring that down? That's the way you can do it.